Howdy, howdy, it's Hump Day. It's Falcons Daily. We are in the middle of the week. I am CG, your host, Craig Green, and we are back again here with you on YouTube. And it's Falcons Daily presented by our friends at Fan Arch. Please give them a follow on social media. They are at Fan Arch Co. They've got their cool logo up here in the top left corner, FANARCHCO. And I am at Craig G Sports, CRAIG, the letter G in the word sports. That's where you can find me on social media. And today we are going to continue to push our way towards the game between the Falcons and Patriots coming up this Sunday, 1 o'clock at Gillette Stadium. The game will be on CBS. Uh, in preparation for that game, the Falcons said they had to go out and try to improve the roster somehow, some way. And really, what it felt like they did was just kind of fill a spot. And that spot was filled by a gentleman by the name of A.J. Woods. A.J. Woods is going to be on the practice squad for us. He is going to join us after being let go from the Broncos practice squad. He's been with the Broncos, the Eagles, and also with Washington. He is an undrafted free agent cornerback out of University of Pittsburgh from the Pitt Panthers. Has not had a chance really to get on the field just yet, but he's done enough to be on his fourth practice squad. He's got something there. There's some potential. Teams just look like they haven't pulled the trigger on putting him on the field just yet. But again, when Ronnie Harrison, the linebacker, got moved to the 53-man roster, that opened up a spot, and A.J. Woods got that spot. So, hopefully Harrison will pay some dividends on our 53-man roster because we really, really need some help at linebacker. I was a little confused to see us, add a corner. But, again, they see something on film about this young man that he can do, that he could potentially do for the Falcons in their uniform. And that's why we went with it. We don't want to, I guess, get stuck too much on needs and things like that. I mean, while I feel like our biggest glaring weakness right now is especially at linebacker on the inside because there's only one Caden Ellis on our team. Troy Anderson still on the PUP list. And, we have, guys who are projects and experiments, the J.D. Bertrands, the D'Angelo Malones, the Josh Woods of the world. That doesn't scare anybody whatsoever. So, you know, kind of wondering why we didn't go for a linebacker in that spot. But hey, again, they get paid the big bucks to scout and find these players, and hopefully, AJ Woods will be a positive contribution for the Falcons at some point, whether it's on the practice field or during a real game. And during the real game, one thing we saw was Kirk Cousins struggling as he finally got his chance once again to be the starter for the Falcons after, not exactly a year or whatever, but remember he started last for Atlanta against the Las almost said Oakland Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders on Monday Night Football last year. We did win the game. Kirk looked terrible, therefore he got benched. Michael Penix could not play this past Sunday due to his knee injury, the bone bruise in his knee. Falcons erring on the side of caution and sitting him down for this particular game. And they decided that, Kirk could hold it down, but unfortunately Kirk couldn't hold anything down. He looked pretty inconsistent again, 21 of 31. I think he was like 171 yards that day. And yeah, again, largely ineffective, missing throws, seemed like the offense was off kilter. And I think that right there kind of helped kill the conversation about who is our QB1. It's Michael Penix, and it's going to be Michael Penix until, for the very foreseeable future, hopefully for a long time to come. We are still looking for our next, franchise quarterback. We thought we may have potentially drafted one in Desmond Ridder a couple of seasons ago, but it didn't pan out. Now Ridder, more of a journeyman free agent quarterback, finding his way on different rosters. He's found a way to hang around the NFL. And the Falcons were, hoping he'd be the guy, but unfortunately didn't work out. Now we've got, Kirk Cousins in the house. Of course, we signed in free agency that we draft Penix to go behind him. Kind of like a reverse Washington situation back from, I think it was 2012 when they had Cousins and also Robert Griffin III that they got in the same year. But, I think Cousins, I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's washed or anything like that, but as far as in Atlanta, I think he had his chance yesterday to really say, you know what, I've got more left in the tank. I've got a lot of value. You could start me here. You could start me anywhere. And really, excuse me, and really, he looked pretty bad. Just largely, I mean, meh. You know, I don't know if what Kirk thought of his performance, but just watching it at home, it was super underwhelming. And yeah, now you see why Michael Penix is the starter. I think that debate is clearly over for now and for the foreseeable future. And talking about Penix and the offense and or lack thereof of offense, I mean, we've got 3 games this year where we had 10 points or less. We had 10 against San Francisco, 10 just this past Sunday against the Dolphins. And of course, we laid the complete goose egg against the Carolina Panthers. How much of that do you put on the offensive coordinator? I mean, to me, it's not so much the offensive coordinator. I mean, you heard Raheem Morris say it the other day. He talked about execution and he talked about the players not doing their 111th. And I kind of believe that. And sometimes, I mean, yeah, I would, I'm not sure, whose call it is when it comes, short yardage, because that's really my only hang up with the offense sometimes is the short yardage stuff. Sometimes I think they try to be too creative. Other times I think, it, I just that other times when they're outside of that, I think sometimes they, it's like they just like whatever, just find Bajan to get him the ball. Like there's no creativity when it comes to that. Like I would love to see just some more power football. We're running this pistol thing that we're doing. Pretty often. And if it's not the pistol, it's the shotgun. I feel like I can count on my hands how many times I've seen Michael Penix under center. And maybe that's just not part of our offensive scheme. But what the one thing that's going to help all of this work the way we want it to, honestly, is blocking. We have to block better. You heard Raheem say it on his presser on Monday. Talking about blocking and things of that nature, and it's got to get better not only just from the 5 guys on the offensive line, but everybody. But everybody who is blocking, whether you're a wide receiver or a tight end, or if it's pass protection and you're a running back and you're picking up a blitzer, these are, it's critical because, we talk about the 111th and, if you have 10 guys doing their job and one guy doesn't, that could be, the thing that completely kills the play and puts a negative play on your stats. But again, I think Zach Robinson has some blame to take with this. I think most of the blame, honestly, or I'd say, more than 50% of the blame goes on the players just flat out not executing. I mean, it led to Ray McLeod being released. It led to Ike Hilliard, our wide receivers coach, being let go. And, it also has led to 20 points in 3 ball games against the Panthers, against the 49ers without 2 of their all-world defenders, and against the Miami Dolphins, who were 1-6 coming into the game. And we talked about the Falcons and the professionalism and trying to get up for some of these games. And yeah, the Dolphins have a ton of NFL players with NFL talent and, speed for days, but just completely embarrassing and unprepared to play, it felt like, and just out everything from every facet of the game. And, I'm not going to put all of it on Zach Robinson, just like I said. I'd say maybe 40% of it could be on him, but I say the rest of it goes to the players. Get out there and execute. Catch the ball when you can catch the ball. Make the block. Snap the football correctly. Don't move and create a false start. Make sure you're lined up and don't have ineligible guys downfield, things like that. Holding plays, you know, all those negative plays and all those things are all things that happen before that have nothing to do with the scheme of a play or the play call or the play caller. That's all player control things that they need to work on and they need to sew up if they want to have success, especially starting this Sunday against a New England team, which of course is the hottest team in football. Why else? Why wouldn't we? You know, have a matchup like that. We have a perceived third place matchup, but guess what? We're playing. We got the 1-6 Dolphins who look like they were the 72 Dolphins, and then we get the New England Patriots who are rebuilding and now have a new head coach, and now they're awesome again. So. It's never going to be easy for Falcons players and certainly not for Falcons fans like ourselves. All right, y'all, continue to subscribe, rise up, and sound off in the comments. We got one comment that I will go to from yesterday's show. Falcons fan forever. I'm tired of defending Morris. We got to play the Patriots, and they have a strong run game defense. We struggle to score and put up points. Our offense is inconsistent. Yeah, we do struggle to score and we do struggle to put up points. Our offense is wildly inconsistent, and I don't think it's just the offense though. I think it's the entire team is wildly inconsistent. We were a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense. Now you look at our offense. We're 28th in scoring offense. We're 14th in total offense now, 342, just under 343 yards a game. Drake May does look pretty good. The Patriots have a top 10 offense, so 353 yards a game. They have the ball for a little longer than we do right now. And, May, through his first 7 games, through his first 8 games, passing for over 2,000 yards, 15 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, but a ton of sacks. So what I would say to that, to your comment about having a strong run game defense, yeah, I mean they may, but it's gonna be up to our guys to really just win your matchup, make your blocks. You know what I'm saying? Make a guy miss. Bijan Robinson, don't fumble the ball off your own knee. Things like that. When if we get into the red area, let's just simplify things and just push them off the football. It doesn't have to be window dressing and misdirections and things like that. Tackle eligible fat man touchdowns. While they're all great to see and looks good on social media and all that stuff, what else looks good on social media is winning the football game. Doesn't matter how you do it, just do it. And I think that's what Falcons fan forever is trying to say. If we can put up 25 points, hopefully the Patriots will put up 1 point less than that. All right, everybody, we'll be back on Thursday or Friday. That is Falcons on Falcons. No, I'm on Thursday. Yes, I'm getting my days mixed up here. Today is Wednesday. We are going to be back on Thursday to give you a first look at the Falcons injury report leading up to this ball game and any key injuries, anybody returning. Is there people outside of the building that can help us with this game immediately? Somebody who could step in and probably get a few snaps that is on the street right now. We'll take a look at all of that and get back to you and let you know what we find. But until Thursday, I'm CG. This is Falcons Daily. Sayonara and buenos noches.